What is going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with another video. And in today's video, we're going to take a quick look at Algorand or Algo and see what it's doing on the short term and the long term time frame charts. If that sounds good to you guys, let's please smack that like button down below. Let's again hit 100 likes on today's video. We're on our way of doing it on yesterday's video. Let's continue the streak and try to make it 3 videos in a row where we hit that 100 likes. That would be absolutely huge. Now let's jump right on in to the video. As we jump right on in to the longer time frame chart for Algorand, as you guys can see, we're creating this absolutely crazy head and shoulders pattern, which is extremely bearish pattern, one of the most bearish patterns there is out there, and we have done it in the past for Algorand. So we're going to take a look at that first on this first chart here. But as you guys can see, we're coming up right on that first support line, which was old resistance all the way back here in late 2019, and also big support on this little shoulder line that we're going to talk about next, back in July. So this is a crucial area that I want to see us hold. And if we do break this kind of confirms the head and shoulders pattern, and something that I do not want to see, because that's going to be extremely bullish. And it's going to bring us down at least to this second support line that I'm seeing here at about the 25-cent level, right? So you guys can see them marked here. If we do break this first green line, which it looks like we're trying to do right now, we've got a wick below it. We haven't fully, closed below it or anything, but we have got a little wick below it, and I do not want to see us go any further than that. And if we do, we're going to come back down to this second green line, right? So as you guys can see, we have been forming this head and shoulders pattern where we got this left shoulder here, the head here, and the second right shoulder here. Which is pretty textbook. You want to see that right shoulder go above that left shoulder, and this is a pretty textbook head and shoulders pattern, right? There's nothing else to really say about that. As you guys can see, we did get another one back here, before a huge dump back in March that we don't talk about the name of, right? Because we don't want to get demonetized or anything like that. But as you guys can see, we had this left shoulder here, the head here, and the right shoulder, and you guys can see the craziness that happened after that. Now, I don't think we're going to get something that crazy, but it's definitely a possibility, and the supports that we had matched up perfectly with what we have now. So this is definitely something to look forward to, that we could see maybe a little bit of a capitulation. I don't think we go lower than this 25-cent mark. If we do get a dump here, that would be approximately another 20% lower than we are now, and I don't see us really going much lower than that, because that would bring us down into that that goblin territory that we don't want to go down. Probably at least to the bottom of this support down here at about 19 cents, and that would be about a 33% drop from where we are now. So we don't want to see that. We want to hold one of these 2 green lines up here in the short term, and either negate this head and shoulders pattern, or kind of, weather the storm if this does play out, and hold this second green line here. So we guys can see we have head and shoulders back here. We can see what happened, and we're just hoping that it doesn't do that again, right? So we're going to quickly jump over into our next chart that I want to talk about for Algorand, guys. And that is that we're just kind of in this, rising shortening wedge, right? Rising shortening wedge, if I can say that correctly. But we've gotten 1, 2, 3 touches on the bottom. This is looking to break right now. Same thing as we saw back here, guys. These supports are kind of lining up. And we've gotten 1, 2 touches on the top. So this is not a fully confirmed pattern. Just something that I kind of noticed on the charts here, that we could just be kind of ping-ponging in this until we fall back lower. We have gotten on support on, like I said multiple times. If we do break that, I think we come back down to at least retest these support levels back here, like I said, which would be about that 20 cent mark, right? So be on the lookout for this little wedge. That's really all I have to talk about at this rising wedge. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. This is also a bearish pattern, kind of like a bear flag, where you get that that rising support and that rising resistance, which is kind of just keeping us down until we eventually break that support. We could break up to the upside on this, but I'm seeing a little bit more downside for Algo, just because we got super parabolic here. Went from about 20 cents all the way up to about 76 cents in a span of from June to August, right? In about 2 months, we almost 4x. So I think a little bit of a cool down. We've gotten, this isn't even a little bit of a cool down. We've gotten a major cool down for Algo. And I think maybe a little bit more cool down is in store for it, because we have seen previous price action that would, back here, that looks pretty similar to back here, right? This is just a bigger one, which is also pretty scary for Algo, right? I'm holding some bags of it. I bought down here in this area during this consolidation. So I'm holding right now. If we do come back down to retest this area, about 20 cents, I will add to my bags. But in the short term, I'm still holding, guys. Don't worry about that. You still want to hold during these panics, because we do see huge drops like this all the time in crypto. So we're going to jump into the third chart I want to talk about for Algo today. And that is just the kind of the Ethereum fractal lined up on our current Algo that we looked at in a previous couple Algo videos. So I think it's still playing out. It's just playing out a little bit differently. This is still playing out. If you guys haven't watched my previous Algo videos, go check them out maybe after this video to get a little bit more of an explanation of what I'm talking about here. But we did get that big pump. Same thing here, big pump. Then we got a capitulation down. Same thing here, capitulation down. We got a rise up. On this one, the rise down was a little bit more steep. On this one, the rise up was a little bit more steep. But you guys get the the basic point of what I'm trying to talk about, or the basic gist. Now, what I think we're doing now is we're just kind of having some downwards consolidation, right? I think this one's a little bit more steep, so it's a little bit more worrisome. But if we were to continue to follow this fractal of Ethereum back when it first came out, right? We would get a little bit of a pump up, test that old local high, come back down, maybe retest the support here, and then continue back up. So this is kind of the unlikely situation I'm talking about. It's more of the bullish one that we just get sideways consolidation instead of more downside. I think a little more downside's due for Algo, but long term I'm still bullish. But if we were to continue this fractal that we looked at in my previous videos, this would be the kind of scenario that I'm playing out, right? So just be on the lookout for this. This is how it played out up here. And we all know how high Ethereum went when it did start to break out, right? So we can look at it here. Ethereum absolutely took off. So do I think this is very likely? Maybe not so much, but you guys get the point here. So we're going to jump into the third chart I want to talk about for Algo today. And that is just kind of look at the exponential moving averages, or the EMAs as they're called for short, if you guys didn't know what EMA stood for. But this is the 200 and the 50-day EMA. So the blue line here is the 50-day EMA, and the orange line is the 200-day EMA, right? So as you can see, we broken both of those, which is extremely bearish, right? We got some quick support on it back here. We got that bullish cross on it, and we got a huge pump, and then we came back down, dumped on the first one here, came back up, touched it as resistance, which is extremely bullish. After touching the 200 as support, come back up, confirm the 50 as resistance. Now we're coming back down, and we broke that 200 day now. So that is extremely more bearish news for Algo. I think little maybe what we do here is we come back down, come back up, and maybe retest this, confirm it as resistance, and then continue back down. Or we get a little bit of a bounce here, because this would be a kind of a normal spot for a bounce, because we got some local highs here, also got support back here, and maybe we get a bounce and we break this 200-day moving average. So make sure you guys mark this on your charts, the 200-day and the 50-day moving averages. These are absolutely huge for these altcoins, and it's not something to really mess with when you end up breaking both within a matter of a few weeks, right? So guys, I'm not too bearish on Algo long term, but at least for the short term and the medium term, I do think some downside is needed just based on this head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders are not something that you guys want to mess with. I wouldn't be trading this necessarily, because if Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're getting a little bit of a dump here, and I think that's bringing the altcoins down a little bit with it. If those continue to go up, I think these altcoins rebound. So might be kind of a dangerous trade. You guys know I'm not a trader. I'm more of an investor than a trader, so don't really follow my trading advice. I'm more of a long-term investor, right? So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure you smack that like button down below. Like I said, guys, let's try to hit 100 likes on the video. That would be absolutely great. Hope you guys enjoyed your day. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. See you.